Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ride with Lance. And it is time for another Friday evening ride, after work ride, and we are going to take the Yodo Lion out. So let's just get to it. All right. We are back on another Friday afternoon, evening, after work ride. What are we going to talk about on this ride? We are going to talk about what should you get, a cruiser or a cargo bike? And I am riding a Yodo Lion cargo bike. But for those of you who are in the market, you're still trying to figure out what kind of e-bike you want. If it's a cruiser, or if it's between a cruiser and a cargo bike. Well, here are my thoughts on that. A lot of people, the first thought is, I want a cargo bike because I'm going to haul a bunch of stuff. And the reality is, they don't. Occasionally, they may haul something, groceries or something. But for the most part, they're using it as a cruiser. So here's something to think about if you're trying to decide between a cargo bike and a cruiser bike. Most cruisers, now I say that for those ones that are designated cruiser bikes, not, off-road, not commuter, but cargo bikes and cruiser bikes. So most cruisers, you can get the baskets in the front and back just like a cargo bike. So one of the first things you want to try and All right, lost my train of thought. Had to take a phone call there. Serious discussion about, do you want a pizza for dinner tonight or not? It's kind of a no-brainer, right? So, most cruiser bikes, you can get the basket in the front and you get a basket in the back. And there'll be plenty for carrying cargo. Please. So is there an advantage over a cargo bike versus a cruiser bike? In my opinion, and this is my opinion, there is no difference except for looks. A cargo bike will look like it's designed to be a cargo bike. But the cruisers they're designing these days will carry just as much weight as a cargo bike. So, when you're just trying to determine what kind of bike you want to get, really define to yourself what type of riding are you really going to do. Are you really going to do that cargo bike riding where you're going to be hauling stuff? Some people, they will. Some people will get these things that work on farms, work at their work, to haul things back and forth throughout the day. But I'm guessing a majority you're going to say, I really think that I'm probably just going to be riding it most of the time. And if you're leaning towards just riding regular most of the time, go for the cruiser. I think it'll give you a much nicer riding experience. And I don't think you'll have to do a lot of modifying of it to get you into a nice, comfortable riding position. Now, depending on what type of cargo bike you get, you may have to do that. When I got this cargo bike, it had me sitting more in the mountain bike type position. I was really leaned over the front, way over there. It was uncomfortable. Not only on the arms, but the shoulders and on the seat, because you're putting pressure where you don't want pressure. And for me, I had to change the handlebars and change the handlebar mount to bring it closer and up to get a much more comfortable riding position. Now on a cruiser, depending on which one you get, you may not have to do that. It may be perfect just the way it is. The only thing you have to do is just maybe adjust the angles of your handlebar and adjust your controls. And you might have to get a much more comfortable seat. But for me, I wouldn't pick another cargo bike. I would go for the cruisers, because for me, that's most of what I ride. Most of the type of riding I do is just cruising, just like this, down a bike path. Now I know what somebody might say is, well, what about the 20-inch wheels? 20-inch wheel cargo bikes versus a 20-inch wheel cruiser bike. Well, that's for another video. When we talk about that, I'll bring the E26 Engine Pro out. That's a 20-incher, cruiser type, not cargo. Now, is there a difference between the way a cargo bike feels when you're riding and a cruiser feels when you're riding? For me, there is. On the cargo bike, I feel closer to the ground, more stretched out, and I feel I have to have the seat raised higher so my knees aren't coming up too high, which puts me in more of a leaned over position when I have to raise a seat, and I can't raise the handlebars higher at the same time. Now, most of these bikes come with a lot of the same components. 750 watt motor, either cadence or torque sensor. A lot of the brakes, hydraulic disc, 180 millimeter rotors. So the difference there is not much. Most of these bikes come with like Tektro hydraulic disc brakes, but there's some that come with ones like Logan and I think it's called Schmear, but they're all hydraulic disc, 180 millimeter. They all kind of feel the same. So the difference really isn't in the components. Some of them will be. But when you ride a cruiser, you're more relaxed. And again, this is my opinion. There may be some of you who have built and modified the perfect cargo bike. But I'm guessing the majority will want a cruiser. They just want to get out and cruise. They want to be sitting straight up. They want to be looking straight ahead. They don't want to be hunched down with their neck up and they end up getting a sore neck after a little while. So like I said, if you're riding and more than 75% of your riding is going to be just like I'm doing now, just cruising down a bike path, go for the cruiser. There's a few companies out there that make excellent cruisers. And I don't think you'll be disappointed. And I think you're going to have a lot of fun. But if a cargo bike is really what you want, this is a good cargo bike. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you can go to the website and check it out. There's also a discount code in there to get some money off if you decide to buy. But really define how you're going to be riding before you make that purchase. And that's what I'm on the hunt on now, for another really good cruiser I can get behind. And I know there's a lot of them out there. I've got my Rad Rover 6, which is an excellent cruiser. But I'd like to get another one just because I want to try another model. That's all. It's not that the Rad is bad and I want to get rid of it, because I don't. But it may have to go just to clear out the garage. All right, well, I think I better turn this bike back and head towards home. Katrina's going to be home soon, bringing home that pizza. Going to go to the pool, cool down for a little while. So, you have a great day, a great ride, a great week, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.